Sometimes we're afraid to ask basic questions to gain clarity, for understanding, or to ask someone to respect our boundaries. We have to develop the self-awareness and the self-confidence to be able to ask for what we need. And this goes for us, this goes for others. It's important that this is a two-way street and that we're self-reflective on this matter. It's better to ask than to pretend you don't have needs, because if you don't, it's just going to build up and it'll eventually come out in a way that nobody wants to have happen, more than likely. Think about it like this. Your body is made up of a bunch of individual parts, but each of those individual parts serves a greater purpose to make sure that the body can function successfully. Not everything's a hand, not everything's a brain, not everything's a heart, because by itself, most of these things wouldn't be much use. But together, they create you. They create the beautiful thing that we call the human body. The same applies for how we approach our relationships with ourselves, or with others, or with our partners. Whoever it is, it's important that all of these parts are accounted for and taken care of, because if they're not, things will cease to function. And that's where problems rise. If you have heart problems, your body's going to suffer, just like if you do not establish healthy you mentalities of asking for help or setting boundaries, you're going to see those consequences happen in your day-to-day life. Being okay with asking and expressing how you're feeling about things is very important to the success of this endeavor. Emotional health is not the same as mental health. Good emotional health is essential for self-awareness, resilience, and contentment. When someone has struggled with homelessness or abuse, their emotional health may need a boost. From time to time, they may need to be reminded that their voice matters and that they matter. Good emotional health means having the resources and skills to cope with the ups and downs of day-to-day life. Someone in good emotional health usually has higher self-esteem and more confidence. Good emotional health helps you see the best in yourself and others despite the challenges that occur. Emotionally healthy people do often have deeper friendships and relationships because they are able to compromise, have empathy, and the ability to talk through things instead of argue. For example, it's okay to ask for clarity, for what you need, for support, for someone to respect your boundaries, for space, for understanding, and for help. These things are very, very important in all of our relationships, whether it's at work or with ourselves in our own minds or with others, a partner. It doesn't matter who it is. For example, my wife and I, this might seem like a very, very small thing, but it is very important to my wife that the dishes are put up in a very particular way when I unload the dishwasher. She has a place for everything. She likes to keep it organized for both of us to make sure that we know exactly where everything is. And she expressed that to me when I wasn't putting things where they needed to be. And I could react in one of two ways. I could either react and say it's not that big of a deal and not take it seriously, or I could say, I hear you. That's a good point. I understand what you're saying and why you want to do it this way. Now, this is a very small thing, but these small things are typically what lead to bigger blow-ups later on for much more serious things if we don't practice self-reflection and practicing this idea of being okay to ask. You want to be somebody that people can practice this on. You want to be approachable for it's okay to ask, just like you expect others to react in the same way. This is a two-way street that is very, very important to be on the same page with those around us. If you or someone you know struggles with emotional health, consider working with a professional therapist to gain clarity and identify the aspects of emotional health that you want to improve. They can help you develop a plan. The national helpline for this is 1-800-662-HELP, H-E-L-P, which is 4357 on your dial pad, and this is by SAMHSA, which is a free, confidential, 24/7, 365-day-a-year referral and information service in English and in Spanish for individuals and families. This service provides referrals to local treatment facilities, support groups, and community-based organizations. Callers can also order free publications and other information. And if you're in a much bigger emergency, which sometimes, regretfully, we are, please be quick to contact your local authorities if this "it's okay to ask" has blown up into something much bigger and much more dangerous, and where you are in a position where you are afraid. And I have to give credit where it's due. This idea of the body being an example of how we operate in our day-to-day relationships is straight from the Christian scriptures, 1 Corinthians 12, 14, and 19 in particular. I would encourage you to read the whole chapter, but be encouraged. Know that this is age-old wisdom and understanding that applies to you and me very much today in our own lives, where we're at with our relationships. Even if you're not from a religious background, this idea of the body working together for the benefit of all, it works, it's good, and it'll help enhance your day in ways that you didn't know it could. Thank you for joining us today for this first article in our Emotionally Healthy You series. I hope it brought light to your day. I hope it encouraged you. I hope you take it to heart. And please, today, start practicing this for you and for others around you, and hold others to the same expectations that you have for yourself in this regard, and things around you will get better. This new series drops a new video every Friday, so please tune in next Friday for our next article in this Emotional Healthy You series titled 6 Ways to Love You Yourself. Thank you for listening today. If you enjoy the content and want to receive daily messages of hope, encouragement, motivation, inspiration from Warrior's Mission, be sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing to this channel, you'll be the first to know about new releases, new prayers for you, and exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, it helps us to know we're creating content that people love and want to see more of. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and become a part of our community. All support is appreciated.